In the middle of the noisy streets of Lagos, where yellow buses shout louder than the morning rooster and everyone is always in a hurry, lived a young lady called Amara. She was the kind of girl that people loved to talk about. In a good way. Calm, beautiful, respectful, and very hardworking. Even when life showed her pepper, she would still smile and keep going. Amara had been in love with Chuka for 2 years now. Chuka was not just any man, he was her best friend, her gist partner, her everyday person. They had been through so much together. When Chuka had nothing, Amara was there. When he fell sick and couldn't afford medicine, she used her little savings to buy him drugs. When he lost hope, she became his strength. Chuka was a good man, but truth be told, he was struggling. He didn't have money, no fancy phone, no car, and no job that paid well. What he had were dreams, big dreams. He wanted to own a business one day, maybe something to do with tech or transportation. He wasn't sure yet. But every day, he sat down with his small notepad and planned, prayed, and worked small jobs just to gather knowledge. Amara's best friend, Adaeze, never liked this idea. "Amara, you are too fine and too smart for this kind of suffering," she would always say. "You deserve better. You deserve someone who can take care of you." But Amara would just smile. "Chuka is trying," she would reply. "He may not have money now, but I believe in him." Still, Adaeze continued to talk. She didn't stop because she loved Amara like a sister, and she couldn't understand why someone like her would stay with a man that couldn't even afford lunch. But Amara stayed. She kept helping Chuka with the little she had, cooking for him, praying with him, and encouraging him. Even when she was tired, she still made sure he didn't feel alone. And Chuka, he kept dreaming. Chuka had one thing he cherished more than anything: a small, tired laptop with cracked edges and faded keys. He called it his hustle. Every day, he would sit in one corner of the room, eyes glued to the screen, typing fast like the world depended on it. But what he was doing wasn't honest work. He was deep in the world of online scams. Yahoo work. Amara knew. She always knew. "Chuka," she would say softly, holding his hand, "this thing you're doing is not right. You have sense. Learn a skill, something that can give you a future. I can help you, even if it's small." But Chuka would just smile, that lazy, half-serious smile, and say, "Babe, don't worry. I go blow soon. I know fit suffer for long. I want soft life, and I must get am." Amara would shake her head. Her heart was heavy, but her love was deeper. One evening, as she was coming back from work, tired, dusty, and holding a bag of vegetables for their dinner, a sleek black Jeep pulled up beside her. The window came down, and a well-dressed man with gold rings and sweet perfume called out to her. "Hello, fine lady. Can I give you a ride?" She didn't even slow down. "Sorry, sir," she said with a calm voice. "I have someone I love." And she walked away. Later that evening, Adaeze came to visit. Amara told her what happened. Adaeze just sighed and rolled her eyes. "Amara, your loyalty is too much. Men are not loyal like this, oh. You better open your eyes before it's too late." But Amara smiled. "I'm not doing it for reward. I'm doing it because love is not just for sweet times. It's for the hard times, too." Then the night came that changed everything. Chuka was invited to a party by one of his old secondary school friends. He didn't want to go at first, but something pushed him. Maybe it was boredom, maybe it was fate. At the party, the music was loud, the lights were low, and the drinks flowed like river. And that was where he saw her. Iomide. She walked in like the daughter of a king. Tall, fine, dressed in shining gold lace, perfume following her like a second skin. She didn't look twice at anyone, but when her eyes met Chuka's, it was like something clicked. They talked, laughed, danced, and before the night ended, numbers were exchanged. Chuka told Amara nothing. In the weeks that followed, his calls became shorter. His excuses became longer. He was always busy or out. Amara noticed. She felt it. But she still cooked for him, still waited. Then one Friday evening, Chuka came to the house. He didn't sit. He didn't touch her hand. He just stood there looking at the floor. "Amara, I think we need a break." She froze. "Break for what?" "I've met someone," he said quietly. "Her name is Ayomide." Her world cracked. Her legs shook, but he kept going. "She believes in me. She's helping me. She has plans for us. For me. I'm sorry." That same night, Chuka packed his things, what little he had, and left. He moved into Ayomide's Lekki apartment, a place with cold floors, wide windows, and everything he ever dreamed of. But in chasing soft life, Chuka left behind something deeper than comfort. At first, it was sweet, sweeter than honey. Ayomide treated Chuka like a king. Gifts, new clothes, trips to fancy restaurants. He would snap pictures beside her Benz and post them with vague captions like, "God is good." For the first few weeks, Chuka felt like he had finally arrived. Soft life, just like he always wanted. But soon, the music began to fade. The soft voice Ayomide once used to call him baby turned into cold commands. "Chuka, wash the car before I come back." "Chuka, remove your leg from the sofa, I beg. It's Italian." "Chuka, don't enter the bedroom until I say so." And when night came, it got worse. Ayomide would lie on her king-sized bed, scrolling through her phone. Chuka would stand at the door, unsure. "Can I come to bed?" he'd ask. She wouldn't even look up. "I'm not in the mood. Sleep on the couch tonight." Some nights she would let him in, but only when she wanted. He had no say. It was like he had become a pet, not a partner, not a man, just there. He wanted to go out, see his friends, even start a small hustle, but Ayomide had rules. No visitors, no business talks, no movement without my permission. She wouldn't even look up. When Chuka left her, her world cracked, but it didn't collapse. People mocked her. Some neighbors whispered when she passed. "She too dey loyal," one said. "Na so love dey do mumu," another laughed. Even Adeze shook her head. "Amara, now you see?" But Amara wiped her tears. She didn't reply anybody. She just picked herself up. She began doing errand jobs, washing clothes, going to the market for aunties on the street, even cleaning offices on weekends. Every naira she saved. She had a dream. Amara wanted to grow. She didn't know how yet, but she knew she had to start somewhere. With time, she bought a second-hand laptop, one with a faint screen and a battery that needed to stay plugged in. Still, it was her miracle. She enrolled in an online course on Udemy, virtual assistant training for beginners. In the day, she ran around town doing jobs. At night, when the city slowed down and the lights dimmed, she studied. Click after click. Lesson after lesson. She trained herself. She practiced. She prayed. 6 months later, Amara got her first job on Upwork. It was just $50, but it was hers. She cried that day. Not because she was sad, but because she knew it was the beginning. From $50 to $200, then $500. She started saving in dollars, helping her mother back home, buying small things for herself. Little by little, step by step, she was climbing. While across town, Chuka, the same man who once called her my angel, was sweeping marble floors in silence. And Iomide? She didn't even say, "Thank you." Chuka was no longer the man he used to be, even to himself. He had started sneaking out with Iomide's car, driving around town with the windows down and sunglasses on like one Lagos big boy. One day, while returning from the market, he saw her. A pretty girl with braids like ropes of gold and a smile that could melt the hottest afternoon. She was standing by a suya joint, fanning herself with a sachet water nylon. "Hi," Chuka said smoothly, parking beside her. "You need a ride?" They got talking. He laughed. She giggled. In less than 5 minutes, he told his first lie. "I'm single," he said. "I live around here. That white house by the corner? Mine." They exchanged numbers. It began like a spark, and Chuka fed it into a flame. Whenever Iomide left for work, Chuka would sneak calls, text sweet nothings, and spend hours on the phone like a teenage boy. Some nights, he stayed up whispering in the dark while Iomide lay beside him, suspicious but silent. She noticed the change. She saw the smile that didn't reach his eyes anymore. But she said nothing, at first. Still, Chuka's life inside the house grew worse. Some mornings, Iomide would toss her underwear on the bed and say, "Wash it. And don't use too much detergent. Those ones are expensive." Dishes stacked in the sink? Chuka. House sweeping? Chuka. Grocery runs? Chuka. He was no longer a boyfriend. He was now a glorified houseboy in designer clothes. And yet, pride still wrapped him like a thick coat. One day, Iomide went to work, and Chuka brought the new girl home. He welcomed her like a king, offering drinks from a fridge he didn't buy, turning on a TV he didn't own, and showing her around his house. But life has a way of striking the proud when they least expect. That very day, Iomide returned early, forgot her office file. She walked into her own house to find Chuka laughing on the couch with another woman, his hand lazily placed on her knee. Her face froze. Her voice dropped like thunder. "Chuka, who is this?" Chuka jumped up. "Iomide, babe, I can explain." But Iomide didn't wait. With the kind of calm that only comes from pure anger, she packed his things, everything he came with, and threw them outside. "Out of my house, out of my life." Chuka begged. He knelt, he cried. But she was already done. Just like that, he was back on the street. No money, no house, no love, no dignity. He called the new girl. She blocked him. He looked around. And there was nothing. No skill, no plan, no backup. Chuka was truly back to square one. Somewhere else in Lagos, Amara was rising. Her nights of studying had paid off. She had taken more courses: digital marketing, data entry, customer service. Her Upwork profile was shining, and her clients loved her. Her earnings grew. She didn't buy gold. She didn't buy wigs. She built. Back in her hometown, the sound of hammer and nail echoed as builders raised the walls of her first house. A small bungalow, but hers. She smiled as she watched the pictures from her phone. Every block was a brick of her victory. One afternoon, on a quiet street in Surulere, Amara was walking out of a bookstore when she heard a voice behind her. "Amara?" She turned. It was Chuka. His clothes were dusty, his face tired, eyes full of shame and longing. "Amara, please, I'm sorry, I messed up. I was blind. I didn't see what I had. Please just give me one more chance." Amara looked at him for a long moment. Then she smiled, not in bitterness, but in peace. She stepped close and said, "Chuka, you left me when all I had was love. Now that I have myself, I don't need you anymore." And with grace in her step and fire in her heart, Amara walked away. Chuka stood there, frozen in the heat of his own regret. Moral lesson: Never trade true love and loyalty for flashy promises. Respect those who stand with you when you have nothing. Soft life without substance leads to hard lessons. A woman with vision cannot be broken, only transformed. What do you think about Chuka's choices? Do you think Amara did the right thing? Let us hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs encouragement. And most importantly, subscribe to Tales by Foxy for more powerful African stories that teach, heal, and inspire. Your support means the world. Keep believing in yourself, just like Amara did. See you in the next tale.